Hello everyone. This is another session on the web scraping Python, and in this session we are going to create a small utility which will show you the Nifty 50 stock prices with live data from the command line. So let me show you that one. What is this? I'm executing this script, and again, like I said, that one it is going to use the web scraping. So first it will populate all the 50 stock price listed under Nifty 50, and for each stock price it will use web scraping to access the data. So you can see that on the screen it's showing company name, symbol, open price, last price, day high, day low, and close price. And this screen will be keep refreshing after a couple of seconds. You can increase that interval if you want, and it will give you a live data. One more thing, you can just zoom in and zoom out screen, but actually I just adjusted it to show the content on the screen properly, so it is showing everything. So I will just walk through the code. I will explain you the code, that how I created this utility, and I will definitely upload this code on the GitHub so that you can access and you can use it. So this is the code which I will walk through. It is not a very big code. It is quite small, even though it is smaller than what you can see, what you're seeing in the screen. Because there's a couple of things which is repeated, and once I will explain you, then it will be quite easy for you. So I will not go and directly explain you this code on the here on the VS Code. I will take you on the Jupyter notebook where I can execute the code line by line, and I can show you that one how I created this utility. So I will open Jupyter notebook. Let me go to the command prompt back once again. I will open, let me stop it here. Press Ctrl C. After Ctrl C, you will exit, and I'm going to start Jupyter notebook. Sorry. Okay, let me open a new notebook, Python notebook, Python 3. And what I'm going to do that one, I'm going to copy paste the code from here to show you that one. So first I will copy paste this libraries. This is the quite common library. Panda is for the playing with the data. And this request and beautiful soup is a part of web scraping, where I'm going to scrape the content. I already have a couple of videos on the web scraping, a very basic video that how you can access the stock price. It is there in the same playlist. Please just go to the playlist and see that one. Some videos are available where I have created a couple of utilities to fetch the live stock price. RE is for the regular expression, OS for the some OS related commands to execute that one. So once I did that one, what I will do that one, I'm going to copy paste this function. And I will remove a lot of content from here. I will just keep it quite even. I will remove. I will first comment this part. No need to link it to that one. Just data array is available here, and I will print the data array. And I will show you that one what is happening. So this is a function, and I'm going to copy this function here, and this function takes one argument, that is stock code. So I can give any stock code. And one information for you, that one I'm just scraping the NSE India website to extract the information. So let me put some SBI in, State Bank of India. and you can see that one I got this information. So how I got this information, there are detailed videos is there actually in the same playlist. I mentioned that one, but to give you a very brief, actually, when I give this stock code, okay, let me print the URL here also. So see what happened. I'm creating a URL based on the stock price entered actually. So see, I'm printing this URL here also. If you click this URL, you can directly go to the State Bank of India stock price. So if you see that it is State Bank of India here actually, and this is the way that when I took the URL, you can give Asian Paint, and it will show you the stock price of Asian Paint 3573.90. So here also I am just giving this stock code as an argument, and if you see that in the last, I'm just updating this stock code here, which is this one. Okay, so I create the URL, and then what I do that when I create the header, you should not confuse with too much on this one. Actually, you just leave it as it is. And then what I do that when I send a request to fetch the HTML content. Okay, so this is the request library I'm using here, request.get, and I'm giving that URL here, header I'm passing here, and once I do that one, it will show me the complete content. Let me show you in more detail also slightly. I'm going to print response. Okay, so if I give this one, you can see that the response is 200, but actually I did something wrong. Just swoop here. Insert data. Let me put mark here for now. In response dot text, if I do, it will show you that whole web page is available on your local machine, and you can play here. So playing this content is basically what we call web scraping, and then for that we used beautiful soup library, which uses HTML parser to make it more readable, and then from there I can access the data. So if you see that one, what it does actually, once this content is available, let me go to the content here, and if I click right here, inspect, I click on this corner box, and here actually, so you can see that one, the price is available here, 3573, and this is under the last price, span ID is last price. And what I have to do that one, this beautiful soup can extract the information based on these IDs. Okay, so this is what I'm doing here. Okay, if you see that one, ID is equal to response div. So response div is a division. It is a div class, and that div class name is a response div, which I can show you here again if I go back to the little bit above. Okay, so you can see that response div is the ID, and under this response div you have all this content listed, day high, day low, last price, everything is here actually. So when I execute this command, soup is equal to beautiful soup response text, and using this parser, if I just try to find the div ID, then what happened in data array, only that portion comes, this portion which I'm highlighting here, this portion comes, which contains all this information which I was showing you on the command prompt here actually, symbol, open, last price, everything I was showing you here. So let me go back to here, and I will comment everything once again to make the things clean. Here, this one again I will clean, and this is okay. So print And you can see that one, this content is only the content which is available here, which I'm showing you. This is the content, and it has all the information. So now I'm going to play with this content to extract more information, like last price, low, high, low, closing price, and etc, etc. So again, I'm going back to my Jupyter notebook, and one more thing I want to show you, that if you see the type, what is the type of this content? So type is a list. It is like an array. So I'm going to iterate each element in this array. If you see that one, data array, this is the reason I put the name data array. And then after iterating this element, again, let me comment here. Okay, iterating that one, and when I find the last price, then I'm taking the next index value and I'm just returning the last price value. So this is basically, I'm playing a little bit the data. You can look into that one, because if I go and explain you more on this one, that how I'm doing that one, it's kind of handling the data, then it will take more time. So LP is a variable, and then I'm getting this price here. So if I press right now here, class list, sorry, why it is showing class list? Okay, so sorry, I have, once it is done, then I have to return. So the moment I get the LP, I have to return the LP. Okay, so you can see that from 491.25 is the stock price I'm getting, and that is the stock price of the, which is stock? State Bank of India, which is showing here. Let me close other things. It is the Asian Paint 3573. Let us see that Asian Paint stock price. $3573.9. So I'm getting the stock price of the Asian Paint. Now this function returns the stock price, latest stock price of any stock code given in the function. But I explain you that one. If I expect this one, rather than expecting, if I go here and just print the data here once again, so like I mentioned before, that one, this contains like last price. You can see here, this contains anything you want to extract, you can extract from here. For example, if I show you open price, this one here, close price is here. So what you can do that one, in same way, you can just use this piece of the code which I have written here to extract any information, and same thing I am doing here. So if you see that one, if last price in the item, I am storing this in the variable LP. If it is a close price in the item, I am storing in the variable CP. If it is a open price, I'm storing in the variable OP. And if it is a day low, I'm storing in a DL, and like DH, it is a day high, and then I'm returning all this value at the end. So this function returns open, last price, day high, day low, and closing price. Okay, so this function is a complete, which returns everything actually. Okay, now if you want to see this function, let me just give you quick example here. I will copy paste here. Okay, and I will say print. It will print the returned value. So you can see that when returning all this value, open, last price, day high, day low, and closing price. So for each stock price, I can get this value. And now the whole logic is quite simple. The next step is basically to find the list of the Nifty 50, iterate through each and every stock, and use this function to fetch the stock price and show you. So let me go back in the code actually and show you that one. Now if you see that one, this is a Nifty 50 URL. This URL gives you the CSV file containing the Nifty 50 stock price. Okay, let me go back to the NSE website. I will just do Google and I will say NSE Nifty 50 list. Okay, it's showing here. So you can see that one. Here you have Nifty 50 stock CSV file, and if you right click and copy this link, this is the link I'm using here in this code. This is the link. Okay, so just for information, if you want to go and change this for the Nifty 100 index or 200 index, you can just take this link, just copy and replace here. Simply replace this link here and it will work for the Nifty 100. So next step is, let me show you that what is the next step. This is the URL for Nifty 50, which will download the CSV file. And what I'm going to use Panda library to read this CSV file directly. And this will create a data frame here in the df underscore n50. Let me df underscore n50 dot head. So you can see that one, I am displaying a top 5 rows from the data frame. And now you see that one, it has a company name, industry, symbol, etc., etc. Now the things are quite easy. I will iterate through this symbol, and I will use this function to fetch the stock price, the relative data, because in this function I will pass the stock code of this stock code. I will take the value and I will show you that one. This is what I'm going to do that one. So if I go back to the again here, I will explain you that one how I'm going to complete the things actually. Okay, so I'm using a regular expression here, and why I'm using regular expression here. Let me explain you. See, I found one problem when I was accessing the price actually. In this list, there is a stock price which is Mahindra and Mahindra, and it has M. So if you put this stock price in my function, which I was showing that one, it will return error because of this special code. But actually, why this error will come? Because if you see Mahindra and Mahindra, okay, what happened? This ampersand sign is replaced with the respective URL code actually, and that URL code is, you can get from, it is a 026 something like that one. Let me go back. So first it finds that one. Okay, I will explain you that one. So what I did that one, I created an array for the open price, last price, daily high, low, and closing price. And when I will iterate through this each stock code which I received from the Nifty 50 list CSV file, and I will execute this function. You see that one, this is the function which I created. If you see that one, dfn50 is a data frame which I created from the URL, and then I'm iterating this one, and in this iteration I'm just taking this symbol and I'm checking that one. If that symbol has any ampersand sign, then I'm replacing that ampersand sign with the 026. Why I'm doing this one? Because if you use this ampersand sign, it will not work. Let me explain you that one, because it may be confusing if I just leave as it is. So this is the URL it is creating. If I give this URL stock code m, okay, it is showing this one. Code is replaced by ampersand. Now if I click this one, symbol not related to today, okay, it is not showing anything. Now if I replace this ampersand with percentage 26, it will come Mahindra and Mahindra. So that is the URL encoder or URL, yeah, it is, you can say encoder for the ampersand sign. If there is any special character comes, you can look into the web page, internet, it will show you that one what is the corresponding URL code. So for ampersand it is a percentage 26. So what I'm doing, that one I'm checking if there is any ampersand sign, it is replacing, and once it is replacing, then I'm passing this code to the function, and I'm taking these values and appending these values here. So once this value is populated, then I'm just simply doing again a loop, same loop which I'm doing here, and I'm displaying this list. So I think it is not required. This line is not required because this line already I'm doing here. This is the extra line. It is not required. This code is sufficient. So if you see that one, this is the string to print the formatted output in this format. Okay. So you can see that one. I am just displaying the company name, symbol name, OP index, LP index, and all the things I'm displaying. So it is showing in this one. And since I'm putting this in a loop actually, so it will be in the loop. You can put a delay here if you want. If you want to increase the time length, I am using this try and catch block so that if you press Ctrl C, that keyboard interrupt happen and it should come out. So this is a small utility. I will put this on the GitHub. You can use it, and if you have any query, yeah, please post me. Thank you very much.